when I think about them, like my mom was an active parent, you know what I'm saying? But when I think about them kids and those competitions, it's like, what's a big competition that parents be like crazy about? If you think about pageant world, it's almost like pageant world. The way those parents, I mean, standing outside rooms, prepping like months and months of prepping, because to get to nationals, you do the same competition over and over again. So for Texas, you may go through 10 rounds to get to nationals from your region to, because Texas is so big. But then a place like California, you only go through 2 rounds of, you know, your region, your state, and then boom, if you win those, you go to national. So like, if you think about the time and commitment that goes into it, and also too, we talk about ag, we don't truly understand the value of it. Like, it's literally all around us. It's literally what we do and engage in every single day. I mean, from eating to putting on clothes to the chairs we sit in to the computers we type on. Like, even if you want to talk about cybersecurity, you know, say all these different pieces, they all connected. And so we unfortunately, and I think now, you know what I'm saying, with so many different platforms like Soul Purpose and other platforms, people are really seeing, okay, this may be a field for us, which has always been a field for us. It's a field for everybody. But if people really understand, you know what I'm saying, and I love the class I teach because it kind of talks about all these different pieces and how they interconnected and how we all connect, especially if nothing else, we connect in ag. You know what I'm saying? But I think, you know what I'm saying, like I said, platforms like Soul Purpose and other people you see now, Black farmers are, you know what I'm saying, spreading knowledge and, you know what I'm saying, just game on what's out there in ag industry. And it don't even have to be, you know what I'm saying, just traditional production farming. So many different avenues, but really understanding the value of it and what we people have going on and what the ag industry has to offer in general. So
that's real. This God's field. This God's field.
But I'm glad you said that, Oquia.
This God's field, man. I remember being in elementary school. Look, man, my mom was so proud of this when I was a little boy. I was like, me and my brother, we was like the first people to integrate our elementary school. I don't never really talk about this.
What?
So, yeah, we was the
school
first.
You get to?
I went to Murphy County.
Where is that?
That's out off Klondike Road, out on the east side, near out there near Stonecrest. But when I first started going there,
it wasn't no Black folks out at Stonecrest.
No. It wasn't no Black folks. This was in the newspaper and everything. Literally, they had me on the newspaper walking into school like I was in the same stuff like that. Because it wasn't no Black people at the school. Like literally, it was on some like farmhouse, like Little House on the Prairie type shit when I got there. Like literally,
shit was still farmhouse out there where your mama stayed.
Yeah, it was, and that's what I'm getting at. It was straight ag at the school when I first got there, and we didn't really put 2 and 2 together. Not, you know what I'm saying, knowing, but everything was ag related. I remember being in a pre-K class, and you know, little stuff like we in there growing beans in the window and all type of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? In the little napkin, germinating the beans in the window and stuff, taking them outside to plant them, and then coming back and harvest them. You know what I'm saying? Later on, stuff like that, and that stuff like. When I first started going there, when my sister finally started going there, it wasn't none of that because we had came up in there by that time. But before that, it was a lot of that going on, and I didn't even think about it at the time. The principal, he was a white guy, named Mr. Roberts. He was a farmer. He actually owned a farm.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's interesting though, because you said when y'all got in there, it wasn't none of that. They removed it.
Yeah. When by the time my sister had came along, it wasn't none of that.
And that's how you know it's a system.
Yeah. By the time my sister had came along, it wasn't none of that. But like everything was real hands-on, real outdoorsy, real, you know what I'm saying? It was real ag related, you know what I'm saying? You didn't really, it wasn't like just blatantly just in your face, like this what we own, but at the same time, like you could tell it was very, very ag driven from the time you walk into the school to the time you leave school. Like you walk into school, the mascot was a Mustangs. big ass Mustang on the wall. You know what I'm saying? And rolling hills and all type of stuff. And that was just like I never put two and two together. And my mom was like, she used to like oh, like she'd be showing me the newspaper and stuff like that. I ain't think I was just like, okay, like I'm going to a elementary school in a different neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here with all these rich folks and white folks, and then I got to go back to the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Even though over there on that side of town, man, not too far from there, they had the outdoor YMCA and all that.
Yeah, it was still real rural out there when I first started going out there. Before my mama even thought of moving out there, when I first started going out there, it was real rural. Like, man, look, I ain't have my everybody that I met when I first came into the school, they was of a different color. You know what I mean? And not even 2 years into it, like I said, when my sister had started to come along, totally different. It wasn't no more bean stalks in the window no more. Wasn't going to play with the parachute outside and all of that when they had them came along. It wasn't none of that no more.
So they had a little thing with the ball.
Yeah.
They talking about,
I'm talking about they had a little nature center and everything in Murphy County when I first started going there. But look, 2 years later, 2 years into it.
Man.
Oh, man.
Yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say I remember that I ain't go that kind of school, Quay. I went to neighborhood school,
I did too, you know what I'm saying? My mom was like, look, this ain't gonna work. You too close to the folks. You know what I'm saying? You get in too much trouble too early, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about this pre-K. My people coming to get me out of school like I'm their age. You know what I mean? My mom like, oh no, I gotta get you away from this.
Nah, boy, with that Tilson and that roller, man, like, boy, I remember they had this thing yeah, we got a nature trail. Man, them folks had a picnic table. We walked on a picnic table.
Let me tell you, hey, my other option was Clifton.
Oh, that's what I thought you were about to say, Clifton.
You see what I'm saying? So my mom was like, nah, it ain't gonna work at Clifton.
That's right out question, Vic.
Yes, you can walk right to the park. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, that ain't going down. Let's see if we can use somebody's address so you can go out here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
She did the right thing, but just being involved as far as like, I don't remember just learning about different parenting styles and things like that. Like the parenting style that they say is most effective is the authoritative parenting, where like the child and the parent can be able to sit down and have dialogue about different things that's going on in either of them life, like say an issue like divorce or a new project at class. Like they sit down and have an open dialogue because that's how they end up growing together. But most of the parent style that we see within our culture is the authoritarian, like, well, you're gonna do what I tell you to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not asking why. And that really hinders your thought processing ability because you are scared to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Your imagination starts to dwindle down. Like you know what I'm saying? You more susceptible as far like joining different groups and things like that. You're not saying like you're not questioning and asking like why things work the way they work and getting the information that you need. So like I see that a lot, man. But like it's an ongoing fight that we got going on. And salute to you, Dr. Umar, for starting 2 independent primary schools. I don't know the name.
Yeah, the Marcus Garvey. He got the Marcus Garvey Academy, and he got what's the name of the other academy?
Frederick Douglass or something like that.
Yeah, the Frederick Douglass Academy. Yeah.
Go ahead, Vic.
No, I was gonna add on to that the parenting and like the way my nephews are parented now is very interesting. They are allowed to ask why. When we were younger, we couldn't ask why, but it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about like going back to got 2 things, but when you think about how kids process things and like you don't feel comfortable asking your parents nothing now because you already know the answer. And if you don't do what they say you should do, then you get your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? So kids now can ask why, you know what I'm saying? Or like not argumentative, but like, and not debate. But I also see kids now parents are allowing kids to like defend their choices. So if a, you know what I'm saying, if a kid say, I want to go to a friend's house, they're having a birthday party, blase, blase, well, why should you be able to go? And that child is allowed to defend, you know what I'm saying? If it makes sense, then we can make it happen. But if it don't make sense, it ain't, you know what I'm saying, we ain't going for it. But I say that because I like that processing, because it does allow you to critically think, like, okay, what are my options here? I want to do this, so in what way can I justify being able to do this?
Yeah.
So parenting is parenting is scary.
Yeah, that's a whole.
Scary.
I'm about to
That's
say
a
we
whole
need to
different
have just an
conversation.
episode on parenting. Ain't
And
nothing
I,
else, Aaron.
I ain't even got no kids in
You know
this.
what I'm saying? But we can
So,
speak on it though. Like how you said it.
Yeah.
Man, look, in my family, Aaron, you know my family. You know, you know the youngest in my family, so you know how they coming up. You know how they coming up, and it ain't no, you know how you saying, you know, you can ask questions and stuff like that. They don't have to ask no questions because they done seen it all. They done seen it too early. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whereas they saying you know, you asking, can I go to so and so party, and this is why I want to go to their party and all of this, and ain't none of this. Oh, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the hell they talking to? And you can't really be on too much with them because you know, show them too much too early. They done seen too much. They too off the poach. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too much been exposed to them. So it's like you can't really tell them nothing. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that parenting, that's a whole nother topic.
Go ahead, Vic.
No, I was about to say the other thing I wanted to bring up, because we was talking about ag, you know what I'm saying, being introduced at a youth level, whether it be middle school, high school, I think at any level, K through 12. 12 may be pushing a little bit, but K through 12 is good at introducing it. But we, Pastor Jamal Bryant, I do want to touch on that. Based on the clip that I know I've seen, and I think that you all have seen. I know I don't usually lead the conversation, but I'm gonna ask this.
No, you can always lead. You a leader. You a Johnson. It's the Johnson and you, man. You a direct descendant of Umar.
You know what? He's a Johnson.
He is a Johnson.
I'm a Johnson too, though. So I'm gonna leave that.
Oh, here we go. All right.
That is my grenade Jane.
I'm an Evans.
I do want to ask
y'all. Man, I'm not an Evans.
All right, no, but I did want to open it up and ask, you know what I'm saying, your thoughts, because there are some discrepancies. You know what I'm saying, and people being able to process what it is. And two, I don't know the whole plan. You know what I'm saying? I only saw the clip from the platform that he spoke on the idea that he wants to, you know what I'm saying, that he's trying to get across and really get people on board to really understand what he's trying to do. And from what I heard and knowing the industry, knowing ag, I see it, you know what I'm saying? And it is unconventional. It is, unorthodox to think about, but I just want to open it up and see what y'all's thoughts are on it. And for those that don't know, Pastor Jamal Bryant is looking to start a cannabis operation. Sounds like he really wants to make it community-based, get youth involved, understanding the practice, the agricultural side of the cannabis business, and bringing the city together legally. And so y'all can go check that clip out, but I want to open it up to y'all. I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay. I guess this is the deluxe version. Well, we should have pulled up something for them. I had to mute myself. I had to watch the clip again. I got to watch the full version. But that ain't gonna lie, that was one of my crushes growing up. I see he being interviewed by Rashawn Ali. Like growing up, I had a big crush on Rashawn Ali.
You ain't the only one.
Yeah, she find out she from the east side too. I said, ooh.
Yeah, see that I knew
from the Southwest, didn't she?
Yeah. So salute to Rashawn, baby.
Yeah, definitely.
He got something on his mind, but
man, look here. But I had to mute myself real quick to look at the clip. I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm like, what we doing right now as far as building our agricultural portfolio professionally and personally is like, I understand the importance of that, but I know how people would feel about it within the space as far as the religious space, the spiritual space. Like a lot of people gonna have something to say. So I would only take the stance from the agricultural side as far as him wanting to start an initiative trying to help men for learning different agricultural practices. I think that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Whether with the weed and medical marijuana, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Now that's a little more sticky because certain situations like in Georgia is not legal on any level. I don't think it's decriminalized in certain counties and
Yeah,
things.
it's decriminalized in the city of Atlanta, but it's still not legal to grow or anything like that in Georgia, recreationally or medicinally.
Now you got certain states like Louisiana where they
Virginia.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. They getting back by the state to do research. So that's a little it's a lot of gray area when you talk about that on that end. But just far as I do support him saying, okay, we the largest land owning black church in the country to push forward initiatives for agriculture. So I'm standing behind that on that stand because like a lot of people need to understand like the importance of why ag is so closely related to the soul.
Yeah, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like taking it from that stance, like I'm not in for all the politics and all that type of stuff, man. Look at number one, I don't know that man. Number one is an interview, so I know it's edited right here. When y'all getting this Soul Purpose Farm, man, it's straight raw.
Straight up.
It's not an edited conversation. What we saying is coming straight off the dome. So I don't know the full conversation, and I have not had a conversation with this man as far as like how he plans on implementing this. But as far as like teaching black men, especially because without our black women, we are nothing. Let me start off with that. But as far as black men, the opportunities we have and us being from Atlanta and knowing about the metropolitan Atlanta, knowing different hurdles you have as a black man, I can salute that. And I know there's a lot of people gonna give a lot of pushback about that because it's just very controversial. But at the same time, like y'all saying this, but man, a lot of y'all done tried different stuff and at the church. Y'all done did some stuff at church, but we ain't gonna talk about that though. You know,
What?
you know what I'm saying, worrying about that. But that's a different conversation. But as far as pushing forward the ag agenda, not saying we supporting the medical marijuana, but just supporting just as far as like teaching the ag agenda, man, I can salute that. That's my stand.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, look, man, like you said, I ain't gonna speak on too much, but a lot of y'all folks done got y'all whistle wet at the church.
Boy, see.
Don't play. Don't play. Don't play. A lot of y'all folks done got y'all whistle wet at the church like
man.
Don't play. So it's gonna be controversy behind it. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the stance that he taking on, like, okay, he talking about, the communities that we trying to reach. When you trying to get 6 men from Bankhead, from the west side, you trying to get them involved in ag, they not trying to go out there and grow no tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? They not trying to go out there and grow no tomatoes. They not trying to grow no asparagus, no okra, no lavender, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So when you add the marijuana piece to it, it's like it's something that's gonna catch people. You know what I mean? And I'm saying this because y'all, I ain't gonna get too in depth with, what I'm saying, how I feel about the cannabis industry, you know what I'm saying, itself. But a lot of the reason that I came back to ag was because of cannabis, you know what I mean? And me being in the cannabis industry in a lot of ways opened my eyes up to different lanes within agriculture that I didn't even think about before that brought me to it. You know what I mean? So then I got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I came into it for this, but man, it's so much bigger than this. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do that. So, like we started the conversation off, man, you got to meet people where they at. And that might be that factor that bring a lot of people in from different walks of life that you wouldn't ordinarily see, on a farm, you know what I'm saying, tilling and hoeing or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, however, they want to, do things as far as running their operation. But because it's on holy ground, you're going to have you gonna have some controversy. You know what I'm saying?
I look at it too, like, man, what ground ain't holy? If he got dominion over all.
And see, that's my thing, man. Look, the Garden of Eden ain't have all good
That's
fruit
what
and vegetables in
that's
it.
where the discrepancies come into play.
You know
But
what I'm
I
saying?
do want to say real quick, I ain't gonna get too deep into the past of the cannabis relations. But I remember having conversations with Quez years ago, before you even got in school, probably even thought about coming to state, and we was talking about them aeroponics.
Yeah.
And I had told you about dang, was that farm? It's in Belize. That farm in Belize, and I was telling you how much production can happen on the tower with the cannabis. And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We would send pictures back and forth, stuff like that. What, you know what I'm saying, what was going on and all that type of stuff. But I remember that when you said that sparked that memory, because I definitely remember us
Yeah,
having.
because I won't worry about
Really
nothing.
conversation.
I was straight. We gonna do this
Right.
cannabis. This what's going down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, that opened me up to a whole different, like I said, a whole different realm of agriculture. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing the possibilities and what can be nurtured from just that little idea. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, how that sparked some way bigger than just that. You know what I'm saying? So we could do that for them folks out, you know, in Wesley Chapel or Bankhead, you know what I'm saying, that ain't really into that. That could bring them to, you know what I'm saying, into the fold when it come to agriculture. And they could look at it like, okay, well, we came out here for this, but we learning this and we learning this. And it make me think on this level, like, hey, I want to provide produce for my family now. Or, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, go do this. I want to do this, you know what I'm saying? So
that too, and that I don't want to. This is a good conversation, but it's tied back into what we was talking about before with the example of the tomato, because people just see, you know what I'm saying, they don't truly understand the production side of what goes into it. The hands, you know, the time, the energy, the hands, the care, the nurturing that go into it. And yes, cannabis has a negative connotation, you know what I'm saying, on his name, which it is what it is. But when you break it down, you know, bringing it back to ag, when you think about it in ag terms and what it is, and the production side of it, not so much the use of it, you know what I'm saying, the distribution of it, but even that part too, but the production of it, the packaging, the nurturing of it, the caring for it, all the things that go into it. I like us talking about it now, and hopefully he's able to articulate that to his audience, you know, as he continues to talk about it more, because I imagine it's going to be a lot of conversations about it as he develops his idea. But hopefully people are able to, and he has people that can articulate the ag side of it too, even because he was like, he wants to teach ag economics and all these things. Well, going back to this interconnected system, he want to teach all these pieces. So hopefully he has people and he's able to articulate that across the board so people can really understand the ag side of it and what that truly means for these kids and anybody else that he's trying to reach. So
yeah, I support the idea of it. Like you're saying, it's so many different factors that go into that industry. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just got to be recreational and medicinal. You know what I'm saying? They could be out there growing industrial hemp. You know what I'm saying? They could. It could be a lot of different factors that vary, and you know what I'm saying, what they doing out there. It ain't got to just be about smoking and getting high. You know what I'm saying? But you know, naturally, when you think about marijuana, that's the connotation that comes behind it. You know, but it's a lot of different varying factors to that. So I'd like to see how it unfold, man. Pastor Jamal Bryant, hit us up.
Don't hit us up. Hit up Kelly and hit up Marquette. Don't hit me. don't hit me. Don't hit me. You know what I'm saying? Don't hit me. You know what I'm saying? But hit Soul Purpose Farms.
Yeah.
His Soul Purpose Farms.
His Soul Purpose Farms. You know what I'm saying? Because look, somebody like me, I don't look here. I'm just put this claim out here. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want nothing to do with it. Number one, that's not my lane. And two, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want to look at it. It's too many.
Hey, look. Like my boy Webber say, put me in the flood.
Don't.
I want to be in the flood.
Now you talking about building some fence and something like that for some livestock. or you want to sit down and get some evaluation stuff done, now look, now that's my lane. You want to talk post? That's my lane. But you talking about green thumb? Last time I checked, they were black. So I ain't got that.
Anything ag related, man. He got plenty of land out there in New Birth, man. Hit up Soul Purpose Farms. We'd love to be involved with what you got going on agriculturally.
Yeah, ask for
Agriculture.
Let's say that.
Yeah, ask for Quez and Kelly.
Watch your mouth. Just say anything agriculturally. He ain't got to do no marijuana.
But the thing about it is just, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta salute somebody like Quez. He's actually a qualified researcher in the field, because think about it, what his research he's doing right now. He actually does research on hemp production.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this man just talking out of his ass. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have experience at the highest level of working with, you know what I'm saying, production on hemp. So I'm like, dang, man, that's hard, man. I can't do nothing but salute that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, it ain't just like regular Joe Blow. You know what I'm saying? You didn't went to school for this.
Yeah. We're official around here. Yeah, it ain't just like it was years ago when me and Vic was talking, and I'm trying to get my, it ain't like that no more.
In the back.
Shit, no, it ain't like that no more. We're official.
Shit, I don't know. I do not know. No, about that. But yeah, this is great conversation, man. But again, like we said last week, it's the countdown, less than a week away. We got the Celebration Bowl. We're gonna see Jackson State University, and we're gonna see North Carolina Central University playing at the Celebration Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia. Man, we want to see y'all out there. If y'all see us out there, don't be afraid to ask us anything as far as like how to get in contact with us. Soul Purpose Farms at Gmail, Soul Purpose Farms on all social media platforms, and we'd love to have a quick conversation with you all. If we have any supporters out there, man, let's sit and chop it up. And again, thank you all for tapping in this week. See.